Good afternoon, you guys. We have a pretty good afternoon, like the perfect afternoon to work. Actually, we have this overcast, and it's when the sun is there, it's pretty warm, but it's windy and the wind is pretty cold, like cool-ish. So it feels pretty good to work outside. I mean, I'm getting cold when I stop, and I'm getting warm when I work. So kind of a good incentive to work outside. I have been working pretty hard in the last few weeks. I'm tired. Oh my gosh, why am I doing this to myself? I keep thinking that when my garden will be like done, like as in set up, it's going to be so much easier when spring comes. Because so far it's been my third year here, and wait a second. So it's my third summer here. Third summer? Yeah. Third year. It's gonna be 3 years on July 1st, so it's going to be, in theory, my fourth summer here. And each year so far I've been working so hard to establish a new part of the garden. I feel that like starting the garden in itself, when it's already there, is already a lot of work. But now, every single spring, everything I do is just shoveling like wood chips and everything. And I have all these big, I could have made just rows, simple rows, but I did not. So I am doing this to myself, but I'm thinking if this year I end up being able to finish this maze part of the garden, next year is going to be pretty smooth, as in I'm going to be able to fight the weeds, and because I have a lot of weeds that just came through the paths, but I'm not working on that right now. I'm working on making new paths and new gardens and things like that. So I'm thinking that if I don't have to build all this new stuff, then I'm going to be able to start fighting this and these kinds of things and work on my soil and Freya. And it's going to be kind of smooth, and I just keep buying trees. Each year I'm like, oh my gosh, what? I am so motivated when January comes, when May comes, and that I just completely forget about it. And I receive a delivery with a huge box, or maybe 2 huge boxes with trees. I'm like, yeah, that's planting a tree is kind of a lot of work, honestly. And I seem to forget about it when it comes the time to order them. But I also seem to imagine myself in the spring being so excited to work the garden that I'm not going to mind to have to plant 13 trees. So, note to self, I have enough trees. I'm waiting. I just received last week, I think it was not that bad. It was maybe like 3 bushes and 3 trees. But I'm waiting for a new order next week on Tuesday, I think. So at least I remember it now, and I can plan on where I'm going to put this stuff. I'm going to already prepare the soil where it is, where it's going to be, etc. But I have enough right now. I need to remind myself that I can slow down on buying trees and bushes and let these that I have grow. I've been working a lot on this last part of the garden in the past few weeks. I think last time I showed you, I was halfway done with the paths. Now it's almost done, but I did try to work on more on the beds. But I did. I'm kind of lucky in life. I did have many people in my in-laws' family, in my husband's family. They did decide right now to cut many trees and didn't have anywhere to put them. So Freya, hey! And I said, sure, I want them. So I have a huge load of branches and logs and things like that, which made me, you can see behind me, go ahead and try for the Hugelkultur I wanted to do. And I was not so sure about, because I'm lazy. And when you look into Hugelkultur and all these huge mounds of soil, they always like dig and put logs and things like that. But I was watching Anne of All Trades, and she was starting a new bed. Is it a new videos? I think it's a new videos she published recently. And she did put branches, but wood chips and things like that. Things that didn't require me to dig even more. So I decided to go ahead like that, and I did put some branches, then wood chips. And I wanted to order a huge load of soil, but qu'est-ce que t'as là? She's digging up old potatoes. Hey, yeah. And but I mean, it's getting so expensive. I mean, it's like $300, and I mean, I'm paying for my wood chips. I'm paying for, I mean, you know, you live life, you know, as much as I do, that everything is getting expensive. So I'm trying to save where I can. And along with that, I have another problem on this land, which in spring it's getting so wet, it doesn't drain at all. And like I said, I have many trees. I don't want them to drown. So I decided to do something that I was imagining like at night in my bed, like when dreaming about my garden, what I could do. I decided to go ahead with that, because I have some pretty good soil. It's really clay-ish, but it's pretty good. So I am digging a trench, going almost from the greenhouse to like the back of the land, of the yard, to have the water drain a little bit. And I'm using that soil for these mounds, and I'm thinking that it's not going to be the best, because it's not the best of the best soil. It's really not the same as if I was buying a huge truckload, like sterilized soil with like compost in it and everything. But I did buy a few bags, and I'm going to top that with this. And for this year, it's going to be fine. I'm going to do what I can with that. I mean, either way, it's going to have to work to be built up. My biggest issue right now is finding the cardboard, because I do have like a huge area to cover. I did have many Facebook friends answering my calls and keeping me boxes. Quoi? Keeping me like cardboard boxes. A few of them had like fridge boxes and things like that. But this made me think that I did contact one local furniture store, and they told me that I could come by anytime to get some boxes. So I'm going to get some, because I do have many boxes, but I mean, you know, covering so much space with like tiny boxes like that, I like to Freya 2 square feet cube is really not that efficient. Viens ici. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what I've done. This is some a little something I was searching for a while. I do have another chair like that near the garage. I just did paint that. I wanted something to sit in here, make a little focal point. I didn't want this spot to completely end just like that. I wanted something special there. In the best case scenario, I would have loved some little fountain, but I don't have one first, and I need electricity to come here, and it's getting pretty far from the greenhouse. So I was thinking, at least for now, that's going to be fine. I really like them, and I think I did the trees I received last week were these. They were apricots. so I don't know where to put them. I figured that in here they are going to be far enough one from each other and far enough from the apple tree there, and I think it's going to be really cool. I am like complete, there's just full sun from morning to evening here, so a little extra shade is going to be fine in this space, even when they grow bigger. And yeah, this side I am almost done with the wood chips. It's just that I figured that it's not like my priority right now because it's still too early to plant, but it's coming. It's coming pretty soon. I do have you know, these Facebook memories, and 3 years ago my memories, I did plant like tomatoes in my garden. I was like, whoa, this is way too soon, and it was not even as warm as this year. We haven't had a frost in over a week, and in the forecast we don't have any frost coming in the next 2 weeks either. But I'm not planting anything because we never know. So this is a trench I've been talking about. In this side of the yard, it is already going down. It is already elevated, so not right now, but eventually I want to go and finish this so it comes right here and have a flow down there, because I mean, why not? There's nothing going on here, but I was almost done coming here, but the land is already starting to dry. So I'm going to give myself a little pat on the back for what's done and go on this way, since since I wanted to come right all the way to, I think maybe to the greenhouse, but I'm not sure, because I want to be able to walk here, so I would need some sort of because you see there's still like pools of water everywhere, but I want to be able to cross over. And water also, when I'm watering the greenhouse, also comes all down here, so maybe something along this, but for this I'm not sure. So I want to bring it at least up to here. C'est un jouet? Right, up to here. So when I'm going to be done, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to need any soil anymore, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to make it there this year or this spring. So you see it pools everywhere. This is where I did plant some raspberries last year, and I don't know what I thought, but this is where I put the chickens afterwards, so they just pulled them off. And oh, I do have some grapes, some vine, but I think it's dead. So if I need more soil, I'm going to make it larger. I'm going to do something pretty nice with this, but right now I need it to drain, and I need the soil. So let's get to work. So just this doesn't look like much, but it's getting pretty heavy. It's mostly clay. It was more dark on this end than here. Here it's really not the same, but oh well. So I have here a mix of I don't know what it is. It's called Hugelkultur. It's condensed in a huge bag. I really don't know much yet about soil to tell you what it is and what I need. I did trust the lady that I trust for many years, that I've been trusting for many years at my local store, along with a bag of compost. So I did buy 2 bags of Hugelkultur, and she said to put 2 bags of compost with one of these. So now I have half a bag of Hugelkultur and a whole bag of compost. I'm sure it's not going to be enough to cover all this, but I'm going to start with that. And when I'm done, I'm pretty sure that I won't have enough to for all my garden with what I bought, but I'm going to start with that because I can't afford to put 4 inches of that everywhere in this garden. So I'm going to start with this, just a little bit, and it's gonna be that. This year I'm not expecting much from this garden, but I mean, plants want to grow. I'm putting them in some conditions. I mean, the first year I was here, I did everything I can to get carrots, and I didn't get any until I found one in my gravel somewhere, in a corner near the pool. So I mean, I'm going to do my best, and what's happening is gonna happen. Que sera, sera. I'm pretty happy with the results. I was pretty sure I would be barely able to cover this. Turns out it was fine. So later tonight I'm going to put some hay on this. And I'm going to consider that this is going to be a success. I have this one that is almost done. I mean, almost done. The wood chip is there, but the hard part is really digging the soil and putting it on. But this gives me hope, as I was able to do that maybe in a total of let's say 2 hours. And in the next few days my in-laws are going to lend me their side-by-side, which has this dumping back thing, whatever you call that. I decided that I'm getting tired of shoveling, and can you hear how muddy the soil is? It's really hard. At least now I have a decent wheelbarrow. I was on a flat tire since the beginning of spring, and it was really hard to maneuver. But yeah, I'm going to get there side by side for a few days. It's Mother's Day this weekend, so usually everyone is doing what I want on this weekend, which usually ends up in everyone working in the garden. So with the side by side I need to get a huge load of boxes, cardboards, etc., and maybe a new load of wood chips, because I don't want to have people, my husband working with me, and an efficient tool to work with, and be out of wood chips. There's still plenty of it, but it's surprising how fast this drops. So I'm going to get inside. It's getting chilly, and I'm going to have some kids that are going to be hungry really soon, and I'm tired. So I'm going to say goodbye to you guys, and thanks for hanging out with me. See you next time. Bye.